Benjamin Netanyahu has bypassed waiting for any green light from Donald Trump by sealing a multi-billion-dollar defense deal directly with a NATO member state. Israel has signed a $2.3 billion agreement with Romania for Rafael SPYDER air defense systems. Here's why Israel doesn't need US approval to sell the SPYDER system and how it can skip the line and move quickly. These moves are fueling speculation that Israel may be subtly shifting its priorities away from heavy reliance on the United States. Israel's Rafael Advanced Defence Systems has signed a landmark agreement with Romania valued at $2.3 billion, cementing one of the biggest bilateral defense deals ever between Israel and a NATO ally. Under the terms of the deal, Rafael will supply Romania with SPYDER air defense systems, providing Bucharest with a modern shield against airborne threats while deepening long-term industrial and military ties. This agreement is the largest contract in Rafael's history and stands as the second biggest defense deal Israel has ever signed, highlighting just how significant this sale is for the country's defense industry. For comparison, in 2023 Israel sold its Arrow 3 missile defense system to Germany in a deal worth $3.5 billion, which remains the largest single defense export contract Israel has concluded so far. The Romanian SPYDER package includes launchers, interceptors, advanced radar systems, as well as training programs and long-term logistical support, ensuring that Romania can operate and maintain the system independently over time. According to Rafael, deliveries of the SPYDER systems are expected to begin within 36 months of the contract being signed, setting a multi-year timeline for deployment and integration into Romania's air defense network. The SPYDER system is a highly mobile air defense platform that uses Rafael's battle-proven Python and Derby air-to-air missiles, adapting them for ground-based launch to protect critical assets and forces. SPYDER is designed to intercept a wide range of threats, including aircraft, helicopters, unmanned aerial vehicles, and precision-guided munitions, giving Romania a flexible and layered defensive capability. Rafael normally requires US approval for export deals involving systems like Iron Dome and David Sling, because those projects were developed in close partnership with, and heavily funded by Washington. Since the United States financed much of the research, development and production of those systems, Washington's sign-off is needed before they can be sold to third countries, giving the US a powerful say over key Israeli exports. In the same way, exporting the Arrow 3 air defense system also requires prior US approval, because it is a joint program that ties into broader American missile defense and technology sharing frameworks. Boeing serves as a principal co-developer and primary production partner for Arrow 3, further cementing US involvement and ensuring that Washington retains a decisive role in any international sales. By contrast, the SPYDER systems were developed domestically in Israel without American funding, which means they are not bound by the same export control obligations or approval requirements from Washington. As a result, Israel can sign export deals for SPYDER independently, allowing Netanyahu's government to move quickly with partners like Romania without waiting for any formal US green light. Notably, this Romanian deal was announced just as Prime Minister Netanyahu was calling for Israel to reduce its military dependence on the United States, underscoring a broader effort to diversify alliances and funding sources.
Now we stand before Iran and its proxies. We struck them. It is not over yet, but it depends on our strength where we will be in 30 years. It depends on our strength, and therefore what we are doing right now is building greater strength. I want practical independence. I greatly appreciate the support we received, and which I also brought over the years, from our American friends. Today I say we need our own independent armament array. We are producing our own munitions to free ourselves from dependency, to build more and more power, to introduce more and more technology, to train more and more generations of commanders like you, because that is what will ultimately determine where we will be. And with God's help, with your help, we will be in a good place. Thank you very much.
Netanyahu's fuming over this. Israel doesn't feel bound to the MOU as it relates to Lebanon. If, as you mentioned, your frustration with Israel striking in Beirut, hitting apartment buildings, if that continues, could it torpedo the deal? And what would the U.S.'s response be to a broader war in Lebanon involving Israel and Hezbollah?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into hypotheticals that could torpedo the deal, because I think the president's expectation is that all of our friends, the Israelis, the Arabs in the region, we're going to work together and actually see this deal to completion. Now, I saw the Axios report that Netanyahu is fuming. That's not reflective of the conversations that I've had with him, but maybe he's saying something to somebody else that he's not saying to me. What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you have seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal, and in some ways very personally attacked the President of the United States. And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world. And the second message I would give to some of those cabinet members, Bibi, to his credit, has not gone down this path, but to some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing that I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars. The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation that country is in. Thank you all.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.